Hello everyone, here is Gavin from TD Mobile POS. This video is to introduce you the functions of our system. Let's press Demo. This is the main screen of our system. You can see that it's well organized and lists most of our functions here. Before you're using our system, first thing you need to do, you should go to Setting and setting up My Company Info. You can see the info have already keyed in here, and we can save it. Another thing you may need to settle is the invoice configuration. You can setting up the system's functions around here. Another thing you may need to set up is the product and customers. If you have a lot of products, you can go to Search and search by name or the product code. If you want to add one more product, you can go to this icon and enter the product information here. For the barcode, you can manually enter it here or using a phone-based camera to scan it. Like this. We support 12 category of GST code as government suggested. For the customer, you can also search it by name or by its email if you have ever keyed in. You can also add a new customer here by entering these informations. If you have a lot of product or customers, you can go to Setting and load product or load customers from a predefined CSV file or Excel file. Now let's start using it. First one, you need to issue a new invoice by here. You can choose a customer you want to issue, for example the second one, and add a product or scan the barcode to have it here. You can also modify the price you have from here, or the GST category, or even the quantity. You can also add a remark for this item entry. Once you have done, you can go to Pay. You have two terms you can choose. One is for cash sale, the other one is for on credit. You can also choose the payment time you are required for this invoice. Let's try cash sale first. The total amount after adjusting would be £11.15. So, for example, if the customer pays 15, then the change would be £3.85. We can click pay. This is the cash invoice for this customer. You can email to the customer, or you can print using a 80mm mobile printer. You can also check the A4 size invoice here. You can print or share using an email or some other method. Let's go back. Now we can close it. We can check this invoice in the invoice report. The latest one would be this one. Document number and status. You can also reprint the invoice by clicking this. Go to print, connect the printer, and click the print in the bottom. You can search the invoice by a duration of date or the invoice number. If you have some certain customers, you can select the customers. Cash, have no invoice. Testing customer 2, no invoice. Customer 1, have 3 invoice. You can also check whether it's paid or not. Let's go back. Second, let's go to issue a credit invoice. We select customer. If the customer have no account, we can add a customer here. If not, we can just select one customer from the list. For example, customer 2. Add some of our product. Three. If we have mistakenly put 1, we can delete by this trash bin here. Okay, and pay. Select on credit, choose the time of payment. Okay, issue. This is a credit invoice. We can go to invoice report. If it is green as a background, it means it's not closed. Click it to check the detail. So it's open on credit sale and it's paid with 0 ringgit. We can go back. If we check the unpaid, only the unpaid invoice will be displayed. We can go back. And now we want to issue a new payment for this invoice. Click new payment, identify this customer, identify the invoice. We can search by the customer. Then we click it to select. We go to confirm. If we want pay full payment of this invoice, just leave it like this. Otherwise, if we want pay partial, check the closed invoice and put the amount customer want to pay. For example, £5.00 ringgit. We can also check this invoice by clicking this icon. Go back. We can also select the payment method, either a cash, check, or bank deposit. Cash, for example, you can put the check number here and issue. Yes. You can print this payment receipt from here. And print. Let's go back to this invoice. We can see this invoice still not fully paid. We paid for 5 ringgit only, and the total amount will be 15.90. Let's make full payment of this invoice. New payment, identify customer. You can check that this customer, if it have some unpaid invoice, you can check the credit. If it is now 0, means it have some of the invoice not paid and have credit in this system. Let's check the invoice. This is for preview. If you want to check, close. Identify a invoice, click it, go, and the balance will be 10.90. Let's issue it. This is the printout of this invoice. Payment method would be cash if we are not select any other method. Close. Let's check the invoice report. Now this invoice become white as it's closed. Now if some of our customers want to return a product or exchange one of your product, we can first of all invoice report. For example, our testing customer 1 want to return a stock. We go to choose this customer and select one of the invoice he want to make a return. Pepsi, for example, he ordered 1, he want to return this back for invoice 0001. Let's long click this invoice to copy the document number and go back to main screen. Create a new CN, credit note. If this stock is going to return to your system, click and check the return stock. Identify the customer. Input a reason, return of goods. Refer to invoice number, paste it here. Return 1 bottle of Pepsi. Now we can issue. You want to issue this one to the customer's credit or the customer to cash. For example, we put it by cash and pay. And close. Now we can check a new credit note is inside your CN. To reprint it, click this one. Close. You can also set the price for a certain customer. To do this, you should go to Customer and select this customer entry. For example, I want this customer have a Pepsi price with 1 ringgit. So in the default price, click the pen and click the add. Select the Pepsi, change the price to 1 ringgit. And save it. Now, the customer one will always have Pepsi price with 1 ringgit. Let's issue a new invoice for testing it. New invoice. Add a product for the cash customer, but you can change the customer by identify customer, customer 1. Now the price changed to 1 ringgit. Pay. Close. You can also manage the inventory on your device. We go to inventory. So normally, in the morning when your truck arrives, you need to load it. Let's set all the stock to 0 first. Unload. OK. For example, we put Pepsi for 3. And calculate. We give 5 units. Once we load it, we can print out a stock balance report. You can print it or email it using your system. Then we can go to issue 1 invoice with 1 for each item. Close. We go back to the inventory. We can check for 1 stock was less than for each of the product we entered here. Okay, thank you very much.